All right, geez, my hair is completely out of whack. What's going on, people? You're gonna have to deal with messy hair, don't care, King of Chaos, Logan Black, the boss man, Joey B. Currently sharing this. If you're watching, by all means, share it as well. Let everybody know we're doing. Show some love to us, and let's get more people in here. This is always way more fun. We've got a group going on, and while you're at it, feel free to like. You can comment, you can question, you can pretty much do anything that you would like to do. How's it going, Scotty Cerriti? Boss man, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Soft spoken. Look at that. Who'd have guessed? Well, anyway, we were talking over dinner, and we decided, as last time we did one of these, we did biggest busts.
And we forgot Tiger Ali Singh. Remember, I texted you, I was like, Jake, this guy ought to be the biggest bust of all time. And you're like, yeah, how did we forget?
Yeah.
You mentioned Ted Arcidi.
Yeah, Ted Arcidi, because I know they invested a ton of money in him. I wouldn't say Bill Kazmaier, too, but Bill Kazmaier they didn't do as much with. But Arcidi, they did a ton going on. So we're going to touch on that, and then I think we're going to do, and again, this is, all perspective. So what I enjoy and what the boss enjoys might not be what you enjoy, but our perspective on the guys who made the most money in the business despite having literally the least talent.
And what we know, how did you title it? How did these guys keep a job or something like that?
Yeah, how did this guy keep a job is what I said.
I'll tell you who.
Juba said Glacier as a guy who was a huge bust.
I agree. I totally, from one side, definitely agree.
You know what? So Juba, here's the thing, and anyone else feel free to chime in. So Glacier certainly was the bust, but however, I don't think it was necessarily Glacier. You know what I mean?
Well, they put a lot of money behind that.
Not him, behind the whole angle. The blood runs cold angle. So it was Glacier, it was James Mitchell, Wrath, Mortis, eventually Ernest the Cat Miller. So they were trying to create their own fucking Mortal Kombat cast on the roster, and that was a failure. But at the same time, I don't know if that was a failure because it sucked.
It did.
And, see, here's the thing. Who was WCW's market at the time?
Before the NWO, you're saying?
Yeah.
South to South? I don't know.
Kids. For the most part, they had Hogan, they had all those guys. It was kids. I was a kid at the time. I thought the coolest thing in the world was Glacier. I had WCW versus NWO World Tour. That was the first one. And, yeah, Glacier. I unlocked Glacier in the game and didn't play as anybody else. Because Glacier was the coolest thing to me. Wrath and Mortis, coolest shit to me. I loved that as a kid because it was like live Mortal Kombat.
Hold on real quick about Mortis, who was Chris Kanyon, who's passed away now by 8 years, maybe?
Yeah.
A year or two ago, I said to Richie DeGreg, I said, yo, we got to book Chris Kanyon. Where's he live? It's in New York. How come I had never heard of this guy? He's like, just call him. So a few days ago, I said, you call Kanyon? Yeah, I called him. He's not available. I said, you fucking asshole. He's dead. He's not fucking available.
This is why Richie DeGreg's a moron.
Is he listening?
I listen, I hope he's listening. He's a fucking idiot. I could come up with literally 1,000 fucking Jim Cornette insults for fucking Richie DeGreg, but nothing is going to do him justice. Anyway, Juba says I was a loser. Juba, I didn't have my fucking, what was that, fucking 6th grade? I wasn't going bald by then, so I was at least a step better than you. What did Dane say? What if Vince brought the Bushwhackers into the Sheep Herders moniker? I don't know.
I don't think it had anything to do with the name. I think it's just the way.
Well,
they were violent before WWF, and they were comical.
Right, but I don't think he was going to bring in a violent tag team, considering that he was marketing to kids. So, I mean, is what it is. But yeah, talk about Tiger Ali's thing, boss man.
I mean, they put a lot of promotion, a lot of vignettes behind him. He was a second-generation wrestler. His father was something Ali Singh. I forgot what his name was.
Tiger Jeet Singh.
Tiger Jeet Singh. Okay.
Another shitbag wrestler.
I don't remember. He was before my time. But Tiger Ali Singh would have vignettes, and he would come in the ring and start doing promos and having kind of like $1 Million Man type promos.
It was like a complete repeat.
And he just never. I think even when he decided to start doing in-ring stuff, he was a manager for D-Lo and Headbanger Mosh. So he just never did anything.
Right.
And they put, again, a lot, like he was saying about Glacier, they put a lot of promotion.
A lot of promotion. They gave him the manager. Fucking Iron Sheik eventually was part of his crew.
Was he? That I don't remember.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing about fucking Tiger Ali Singh is the fact that dude had so much behind him, and then again, like our buddy Conrad says, and then the bell rang. Because that guy could not fucking work a lick. And that's, if you can't get it done, you can't get it done. Even with those short matches, he was terrible. Yeah, this is the one.
That should be a segue into guys that have kept a job for so long and don't deserve to be there.
Yeah,
and
so
Mark Henry should be the #1 guy on that list. All the money.
you guys mentioned Luther Reigns and Mark Jindrak, 2004-ish. Thought they were a big push. But they were never pushed anywhere, near the main event. And it wasn't for very long. Like, if you think about it, all the people that we, mentioned, it was a lot of money, a lot of fucking push, and it just fucking went nowhere. So Juba asked what the new topic is. That's a good segue. So let's hop into the new topic, which is how the hell did this guy keep a job for so long? These are wrestlers that, despite a complete and utter lack of mic skills, look, in-ring ability, charisma, despite everything, always managed to keep a job somewhere. Oh, Chris Lazaro, what's going on? Joey B was telling me he loves your videos, so keep sending them. He loves that stuff.
Tom Juba loves them more.
Yeah, Tom Juba might like him more. So, Joe, go ahead. What is your first pick?
I said Mark Henry.
Really? You think Mark Henry?
I don't know how that guy was around so long.
Dude, he was sexual chocolate. That gimmick was money.
Fuck. They brought him in. They signed to a mega deal. Money and years. And I never got it. I never understood. Then he did the Nation and all that stuff. He healed in Central Chocolate. And he just lingered around for years. This guy.
Well, he had a couple of. Even if you discount everything else, his years of sexual chocolate, that shit was so over.
He's one guy that I never got. I never got Mark Henry.
I get it. I mean, I get what you're saying, but here's the thing. The people I'm trying to go with are people that had jobs for a lot of years like that, but also just.
He had 20 years.
Right.
Over 20 years.
Right. But does he not look like a wrestler?
Fine. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so that's at least one redeeming quality. Was he not money as what do you call it? Sexual chocolate?
I guess.
So he was just a really boring wrestler. Yeah, that's understandable. But what I'm saying, like, my pick is always going to be Virgil, Vincent, Mike Jones, whatever you want to call him. That guy had a job on top of wrestling. When did he come in with $1 Million Man?
87.
87. Was with WCW, if I'm not mistaken, until their fucking finish. So that guy was making good money for well over a decade. I was fucking Tom Juba knows. I think he recommended it to me. I was watching Great American Bash '97. The guy hit the ropes twice and didn't know how to hit the ropes after fucking a decade in wrestling. I have no idea how that guy kept a job. Fucking no real mic skills. In terms of a look for wrestling, he just looks like a fucking athletic dude. But nothing really specific. Just looks like a guy. Couldn't fucking wrestle his way out of a wet paper bag.
I'll tell you somebody in WCW. No longer with us. The goddamn Candyman.
Who?
Brad Armstrong.
Oh, Brad was a fantastic wrestler.
Oh, he was just a dud.
He was a great wrestler.
He's on the level of Tim Horner.
Tim Horner was a great wrestler as well.
Oh, come on. It's foolishness.
Foolishness. This fucking guy. Phil Haynes says, Disco Inferno, how did he have a job? Well, you know what? As much as I legitimately cannot stand Disco Inferno, and yeah, that guy's a drizzling shits. Anyone ever hear the fucking story of Disco Inferno when he was on the booking team trying to tell them we need an invisible wrestler on the roster?
That was his idea?
Yes. An invisible wrestler. Fucking idiot. But he might have been a shit wrestler, but at the same time, dude the gimmick was something different. Like, as much as I hate him, it's something. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Khali's another one, man. That guy was, how long has Khali been around? Or was he around?
10 years? No, not 10 years, I'm sorry. Maybe 5 or 6 years. I'd definitely say it's 6.
Yeah, and all on top, too, for the most part. Complete and utter fucking lack of talent. See, that's the thing. You look at someone like Outback Jack, who was straight garbage. But, like...
He's going to be a big event, actually, in a few weeks.
Let's see what kind of money he makes. That'll put butts in the seats. Yeah, that'll put some butts in the seats. But again, he wasn't around for fucking long over.
Outback Jack? He was only around under a year.
That's what I'm saying. He's so over in India. That makes a point. Fucking Khali's super over. But keep in mind, fucking Khali was over in India before they started with that market. Big right. So that's...
Well, he was Indian.
Right.
He's one of their people, so yeah.
Right, but at the same time, they weren't over there. Like, now, with Jinder, they're over in fucking India. Giant Gonzalez. I'm seeing Mabel. Bruiser says Lash LaRue. Lash LaRue was awesome. You don't fuck what anyone says.
Well, whoever brought up Giant Gonzalez, he didn't keep a job long. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. Giant. Well, it was CJ said
he didn't keep a job.
Yeah, he didn't keep a job very long at all. He had his one run with WCW, and they realized they couldn't do anything.
And it's like you saying,
they left here.
Up good old Loch Ness. Remember him?
Loch Ness, but he wasn't around long.
He wasn't around. He was around like maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Feud with Hogan and the Giant, and that was it.
Mabel.
No, I don't think Mabel was bad at all. He used to hurt people.
He was kind of the shits.
He was a big guy.
He was kind of the shits.
Not in the same level as some of these fucking guys.
But he was around for a very long time, despite really being the shits.
93 or 92, 93 to the end of the 90s?
No, the 90s, he got fired and then came back.
Yeah.
Juba says truth, as in Ron the Truth Killings?
Yeah, I agree with that.
No fucking way.
I don't like him. Never liked him.
Okay,
Never.
You're allowed not to like him. The guy has a gimmick that was over.
Gimmick.
Super fucking over. Enjoyable to watch in the ring.
I agree with Juba on that one.
You and Juba go suck each other's dicks.
He
okay?
brought the Road Dogg down when he tagged him up with him.
Road Dogg. You want to talk about guys who were never fucking good in the ring?
He was the best Armstrong.
Most successful Armstrong. Yeah. Not the best. Far from the best.
Who was the best one? The Candyman?
Yeah.
The goddamn Candyman?
He was a fantastic in-ring talent.
The goddamn Candyman.
Most of all the guys in AWA ESPN version that were never... does Richie Sorrentino speak English?
He's probably stalking guys at hotels right now.
He's a little touched. So Richie says guys who were in AWA, the ESPN version, that were never in WWF or WCW.
He's talking about when ESPN does the classic.
Right, which means guys who had a short run in a company that's not a super successful one, so that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah. Truth started in 2000. No, he started in 2000 there, got fired, went to TNA for a while, was fucking doing well over there. Then they brought him back, so... No, there was a big fucking stint over there. And he was great with fucking... Right, but he was also great when he was doing the fucking racist angle with fucking Road Dogg and Conan. Where they were 3 Live Crew. That was fucking good stuff.
Zack Ryder. I don't know how he's still there.
For very different reasons, yes. For very different reasons, yes.
Good in the ring or not, he's just... I don't know what he's doing there.
Is there a way you can... fucking Richie Sorrentino is pissing me off. I'm kicking him out. You know, Bobby Eaton had no business in the Dangerous Alliance.
We talk about. I told you the other day I was sick. I fell asleep watching the Clash 10. By the morning, I was going through all the clashes and the Dangerous Line showed up. I'm looking at this group and I was like, wow. You got Zbyszko, Hall of Famer. Austin, Hall of Famer. Rick Rude, Hall of Famer. Medusa, Hall of Famer. Bobby Eaton should be in the fucking Hall of Straight.
Yeah.
Should be in the Hall of Fame. One of the greatest in-ring guys ever. And Paul Heyman will be in the Hall of Fame. That group, Arn Anderson, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most underrated factions in wrestling is the Dangerous Alliance.
I hear you. So Juba says I'm defending things I like and not what makes sense. No, what makes sense is the fact that Ron Killings kept a job for a while because he's charismatic and employable. When you look at Virgil literally served no fucking purpose. Who was the first one you brought up?
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Could be argued the guy served no purpose. Take a left when you can.
My thing with Mark Henry was the amount of money they were paying this guy. That was my argument with
right.
him.
Like, my pick, the number one is fucking Virgil.
Well, I'm sure WCW gave a boatload of money to too.
Right, but WWE paid him for years too!
Yeah, but you don't know what they were paying him. WCW just wanted to throw money at anybody.
My God, Jeff Jarrett in the Hall of Fame. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not a fan of Jeff Jarrett. I'm not going to get into it.
Is he going to come out?
New Jack's quote, broke 1,000 guitars, didn't draw a dime.
Yeah, the only one that said that.
What about Test? Had a long run, always thought he was shit.
Who said that?
But Test, his thing, did he have a long run?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Un-Americans, the bodyguard from Motley Crue.
Okay. So he came in, let's say 2000.
The corporation.
When did he leave? He was fired for a bit, came back, then got fired and died.
5-6 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time in wrestling these days, man.
I guess. No, not these days. That point, not so much. Mark Henry got the 10-year jail when he started, but learned how to wrestle.
Who said that?
Richie Sorrentino.
It's true.
I think you need to take this guy to the doctor. He'll off.